Why, hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is, in fact, Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. Hello. Hello out there. Want to say at the start of today's stream that I am going to be trying out the relatively new YouTube feature that allows YouTube to automatically place mid-rolls ads during the stream. I have it set to the lowest frequency option just to see how things turn out with that, because frankly this whole time I should have been manually inserting like an ad at the middle, like during my break, and I've just not ever done that thing. I should probably have done that thing for a while, but you know, just didn't get into the habit of it. Right now this feature is technically optional. However, I think that eventually, YouTube being YouTube and Google being Google, I don't think it will be optional to not use this. Infinite, as time goes to infinity, there will be a point where it will become a mandatory thing for all streams. I can see that happening. So may as well just get used to it now. Fine. I mean, YouTube has been pushing for more money lately, especially when they took the rather nuclear option a few months ago of attempting to block people from using YouTube who were using ad blockers. They are trying to completely block people from accessing YouTube if you have ad blockers enabled. Now, of course, the ad blockers do have ways to, block that from happening, to prevent the blockage of the usage of the website for running the ad blocker. So it's a war. essentially, it is a war between the two sides now. And YouTube would much rather that you pay for YouTube Premium. Oh yeah, and then they increased the price of YouTube Premium by like $2 a month shortly afterwards. So they like tried to push more people to getting Premium and then up the price of Premium. So anyway, that's the thing that's happened. What else? Yeah, it's still not quite like feeling perfect. I'm pretty sure I've had something going on health-wise recently, but it's been a slow-ish improvement. I was able to concentrate a bit better later on yesterday, and today I'm actually not having as bad of like allergies quite yet. We'll see what happens now that I've started talking, whether or not my sinuses will decide now's the time to swell up and fill up in their entirety. We shall see. I do not have my diffuser going, so that's another thing, because I think maybe there's something in the diffuser mix. Yes, Mr. Cat. Mr. Cat, that's your baby. That's your baby. Yes, there's a paw. There's a paw. He got it. He caught it. Yes, you lick the tail. The tail's wet. You got the tail of your baby wet. His baby was missing for several days, but I finally looked and I found it. It was behind this bookcase. We've got a like glass console table behind that bookcase, of which books are now, or boxes are stacked on top of it. And then there's the pad that they sleep on top of a box that's behind this bookcase that they sleep on, and it rests like right about this level. So you get the cat like right here, and then you can see the head above the top when someone's up there. Yeah, it was sitting on the shelf of the console table, like all the way on that side, closer to the wall, so you had to like reach all the way through to get it. Alright, Mr. Cat, go get your baby. Go get it? You're not gonna go get it? Just watch it go flying? Just watching it go flying? Big boy. Anyway. So Factorio exists. Here we are. We've got the game. The game! What did we do last time that we met? Last time we got circuits on rails. That was the thing that I did. I got circuits on rails. Yes. And we got fiberboard, and all the other pieces involved in getting into circuits are online. We got circuits. Yay! Yay! We got 1 1/4 per second of circuits. Yeah, this is flowing 100% uptime. 1.15 per second. That's how much we are. 1.15. 1.25 is how much we're making per second of the circuits at this point. Because we got the batteries, we got the ceramic capacitors, we got the air core inductors, the high powered resistors, the PCB ones, vacuum tubes. Yeah, we did. We made a lot of factories last time to get that done. In between streams, what have I done? I built chromium. I built chromium in between streams. Chromium being produced by meat. Atomizing meat into chromium ore. This uses about 6 per second of meat, makes a bit of chromium ore that gets crushed again, screened, cycloned, milled, powderized, and then separated into chromite sand, and then that gets cast directly. We don't have molten chromium yet, but we do have direct casting of the chromite sand, and there we go. 15 per second of the chromium plates getting put on the network. Don't really have much of a need for it at the moment, but there it is. What else? Nickel! Nickel is on the train network now. Nickel is being mined. I am mining the nickel for my 15 nickel per second build. Nickel ore gets crushed, crushed again, screened, and milled, and yeah, molten casting. Yes. This is a little weird because you crush for the grade 1. The grade 1 gets screened, and the screening produces all of the grade 3, but it also gives you a reject at a grade 2. And the rejects and the grade 2s get crushed down to 1 that loops back into the screening to eventually output a whole bunch more grade 3. And that's the nickel processing. Why am I mining nickel? Glad you asked. Why am I mining nickel? Where is the nickel high? There. So, you need 19 of it. Where's the toggle? Control left click. You need 19 of it. 10% from 2 soot. Or 100 bitumen for 10 with propene. That would involve having to do archods. If the point is to avoid mining, the only way to bitumen is archods. And in that process, I would have to spend small parts for crude oil. And it's an overall pretty massive build. The alternative is 500 tar for 10 nickel. AKA 952 tar for this. In 77 centrifuges. These centrifuges are a bit heavy on power usage. I will say that I was considering this. I was considering doing this, setting up like 1,000 tar, which, oh god, that's a lot of wood. Our only way to tar is through like destructive distillation. That's like the only thing. Destructive distillation with conversion of coal gas into syngas to maximize the tar output. Destructive distillation of wood. That is like the only way for tar that is reasonable. And it may remain the only way for tar that is reasonable the entire game. Not really. I'm lying. When I get productivity modules, especially higher tiered productivity modules and god modules, coke fluidization would be pretty nice, but the chains making small parts will make this more reasonable. Because pretty much the drill heads will be free, and small part chains will be producing a lot, to say the least, a lot. The longer the chains are, the more productivity that there will be along the chains, and yeah, it'll scale pretty hard. It'll be pretty big, massive. We'll actually have throughput of stuff. It'll be glorious. But we got to get there first. And yes, my sinuses have begun to get overactive production because I've been talking. I already put Vicks on to try and stop it, but it's not stopping. Once this train starts moving, it is going and will continue forever. We'll put more Vicks. More. More burn those nostrils to oblivion. And yes, it does burn. Like, a lot. It's painful. But anyway, I'd rather have that than congestion. So, I did that. I got the nickel, I got the chromium. What else? I doubled the quartz, because we're going to be doing more stuff with quartz today. We're going to be making glassware, and putting glassware onto the train network. What else have I done between streams? I was going to scale my augs, because I do need more meat, but I'll do that eventually. Eventually, I'll do that thing. I placed more rails down. I'm trying to think what else. I didn't do too awfully much besides those 2 metal things. I have antimony, but I think I did that for last time. I think I discussed that last time. I think I did the zinc too, and we discussed the zinc last time as well. So that's all said and done. I have not removed things from the bus yet. Nothing removed from the bus yet. Ah, the bus, right. I've added local production of stone bricks for the mall. So the mall has the stone bricks. I don't need the stone bricks from here anymore. That was a big one. I've made asphalt. I made asphalt a while ago, and now I've started placing it down. I decided, you know what, the asphalt is probably like the cheapest thing, the cheapest tile to place, so I will use that for now. But I placed reinforced concrete in here just to convert concrete to reinforced concrete in the mall, because that's an ingredient for some infrastructure. Alright, I think I'm ready for what we're going to be doing today. The point for today is that I want to start getting the different science packs that we already made on the bus and get them made on the train network, and have them on trains. And in that way, I'll be able to remove a bunch of stuff from the bus, or at least I'll have it covered for the stuff that's on the bus. Towards the end of our previous stream, I did go over some of the things that we still needed to get off of the bus before I can really start to remove everything from the bus. Science is one. Science is a big part of that. We need to get an area for the labs. We need to get the automation science, the Pi Science 1, and the logistic science on trains, and all of the stuff that makes them. Automation science, I already have the planter boxes being made and on the train network. So planter boxes are fine. Those are fine. I already have them. Meaning that for automation, we're basically there and we just need to build the thing. In fact, I have the planter boxes and I have small parts as separate factories already, and I have seaweed as a separate factory already. So automation science is just a matter of placing down the automated factories to build it. And so we will do that first, and we will have automation science on our trains. Question is, where am I going to put it? I'm going to put it here. Don't need that one. Need it to be that. And we need 3 inputs. Besides the sciences, there are a few other things that I will need to get onto the trains before we're done with the full transition to trains from the bus. Primarily, there's at least one more metal that I need to make on the trains, and that would be aluminium. Aluminium and duralumin are, I think, the last two. I think that's the last ones at this point of the previously existing metal types that need to be put onto the trains. And once I have that, then I have the ability to do all of the alloys as well. Because I have the Nexlit, I have the iron, I have the copper, I have the titanium, I have the nickel, and I have antimony. So I just need duralumin, and for that I need aluminium. And I believe that I have the recipe for the molten duralumin. I believe that I have the molten recipe, so we'll want to do molten for both of these, aluminium and copper, and have that provided. The thing is, though, do I have... I should have... Yes, I have the phosphoric recipe to do the molten through pulp stage 2 and stage 1. So ideally when I set up aluminium, I will set up this, so we have to do phosphoric acid first. Alright, it's time to blow my nose. Alright, I'm back with Cat. Hello, Ollie. He was watching me blow my nose. Mr. Cat, yes, watching me blow my nose using the last of my tissues. I'm now out of tissues here. There are more tissues in the house, but this is the last of mine. Great. I was supposed to get them at the store this weekend, for the I was supposed to get them grocery shopping the past few weeks, and I have forgotten every single time. Because I don't use a list. I don't make a list when I go to the store, because I know what I need. Except when it comes to tissues, apparently. Alright. I did not like seeing a little bit of red in my tissues just now. So, that's a thing that I just saw. Little tiny bit of red. No one should like seeing red in their tissues, ever. Lovely. Hi, kitty. So it's one of those days. Alright. Fine. Whatever. Where am I? What am I doing? I am bringing in seaweed at Automation Science. Blah, as I hit the mic arm. I am bringing in small parts at Automation Science. And I am, in fact, bringing in planter boxes. No, not that. That one. So I have 5 planter boxes per second of production, and that could feed 5 automation science, but we're not gonna do that much, I think. Now we're gonna do 1 per second. Actually, no, it would be 2.5, but we're doing 1. And we're gonna scale all of the other sciences down from the 1 automation. Just because we don't... There's no real point to setting up 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 of all the sciences, since they scale weirdly. And the scale changes with every step up you go. You know? So if I set up 1 PyScience Pack 2, well, actually, I'd only ever really be using a 1/6 of that if I don't scale up my automation science beyond 1. So I may as well only make a 1/6 of a PyScience 2 with 1 automation science. And that's how I'll scale it for now. As we go along, ratios change a bit more. Basically, by the end, with space science, it's going to end up being 200, 160, 30, 30, 20, 10, 6, 3, 2, 1. By then, ideally, I will have the ability to get that ratio of stuff. Ideally. He's grooming. He's licking. He's cleaning. He's a cleaning. Yes, Mr. Cat's cleaning. Mr. Cat gave me a scratch today. You can sort of see the red mark here. He gave me a scratch. Mr. Meanie giving me a scratch. He was just playful. He was being playful. Okay, there's automation science. Just give it power. Oh, if only all the rest were this simple. Okay, there's that. An ad will run shortly for some viewers within the next minute. This is actually a decent timing because I'm going to restock and prepare for PyScience 1. PyScience 1 is going to need basic substrate, so we'll do the basic substrate first on the train network, and it will need glassware. And we can just do the glassware now. I have scaled the quartz. So I will add basic substrate. The ads are starting in 5 seconds. Ads have begun. So hello. If you're watching this, either YouTube told you YouTube has not decided to give you an ad, or you have YouTube Premium. Congrats. Thank you for supporting the channel by having YouTube Premium. By supporting it way more than anyone who has to watch the ads. Alright, what am I doing for Salos? Which recipe? I think probably this. That's a lot. Yeah, that's a bit of saline. Hi, Ollie. Yes, Mr. Cat. You touched my arm. Okay. Alright, so we are working on the basic substrate and planning out what I need for this. I have the seaweed. I don't have to worry about the seaweed. I might need more trains for seaweed, but I have it. I have up to 75 per second, so that's fine. I am actually thinking that I may need to scale my wood soon. But I've got wood. I can bring the wood in. Do I even have 3 empty petri dishes? What was my build for the empty petri dishes? How much did I actually make? Petri. I made 3. In total. I made 3 in total. Yeah. Yeah, so this is probably a bit much for right now. I mean, I will need that level of scale eventually. But for now we'll do this level of scale. And that'll be that. All right. Let there be factory. I really need to adjust this. Ah, boy. So yeah, as this has been like placed like this, trains cannot go straight through at all. They just can't go straight through because there's some key piece missing from in here. To like do the loop around. It can't do the loop around. Okay, he went up top. So he's there. You can see the red collar. And he's grooming. So, what are we doing after we eat pie? I haven't looked, again, I have not done another look towards, anything at this point. I'm thinking it might just be Omni. Maybe with Omni compression, we'll see. Like, conceptually, it seems okay as a thing to just have in general. As opposed to the, stacking. Like, stacking could be something in addition to, but I think it's a bit of an overlap in purpose. A bit too much of an overlap in purpose. It really depends on the timing of things, though. So I need wood and empty petri dishes and moss. And seaweed. Yes, what at BS? Basic substrate. I'm realizing I didn't actually put a train down at the automation science. If I can remember where I put the automation science, that'd be great. It was here, right? Yeah. I didn't actually put a train down for that. Whoops. Okay. Basic substrate. I need more basic substrate than just for science, because basic substrate gets used as food for Zapier and other things. It is food for Zapier, as well as needed for cDNA and for solidified sarcoris and eventually biofilm and alien bacteria. Yeah, we need we'll be needing more than 100 of it as time goes on. We will need way more than just the 5 that we're making here. Do I even have all of the buildings that I need? Of course not! Why would I have the buildings on me that I need? What was the other thing? It was this guy. Let's get stocked up with the buildings I need for this build. And just like last stream and the stream before, I'm now entering that point in my head that I'm finding it a little hard to think, concentrate, talk consistently. There's just something going on recently that is like making it a little bit difficult to really truly concentrate on things. I'm glad that last time I was able to like get through the circuits and do all those factories to get to the circuits in the way that I had wanted to. But that was like working with a handicap last time. I was not right in my head. Not fully. Not until at least the second half of the stream, anyway. Like, for whatever reason, my allergies, at least I've attributed that to allergies, all of the symptoms I have, they just magically go away after like 11:30ish. It's just gone, and it never returns for the rest of the day. It's fine. I'm fine. I feel okay the rest of the day, and yet every morning, every single morning, without fail, I will get the allergies, and it will be hard to think straight for a period of about an hour or two, at least. And by the early afternoon, gone. It's gone. It's disappeared. Even before noon, it's gone, disappeared, never to return until the next day. I was thinking, is it my bed? Like, is it my bed? Is it something that's happening overnight? But then why would it take like 2 hours or more, or 3 hours really, to start having an effect. You know, if it was something that was happening overnight, I would have thought that it would be like happening when I get up, when I go vertical from being in bed. Yeah, but that's the thing, is I don't know if it's something that's happening overnight, because at least it doesn't seem like it should be a thing that's been an overnight thing, because it's a delayed thing in the morning. It doesn't happen as soon as I get up. I could see it being as soon as I get up I experience these symptoms, but it's not. I get up at 7, and they start after 10, or at 10. Like, it takes a while before it actually starts. I can get up and my airways are clear, completely clear. Sinuses are fine when I wake up in the morning. And then a couple hours later, stuffed up beyond all recognition. It's like, huh? Yeah, it's been like this since, God, forever. Forever. Realistically speaking, I've had this type of thing since middle school. At least since middle school. I've had this, so to varying degrees. And it would happen in school. I would leave, physically leave, go to school, and the allergies would happen at the exact same time, and be gone by the afternoon. I would just be sniffly in school. And it's even happened when physically living in a different part of the country. Like, it happened when I was in Kansas. Halfway across the country. I was like, alright. Fine. This is just a thing that will happen. Always. Regardless of where I live, what environment I'm in. Okay, I can actually breathe now. I just felt that the last bit go down the back of my throat. Like, okay. I can breathe. I hope it's done now. I hope it's done and finished and not gonna come back. Still impacts my ability to think, though. Alright, let's get this done. Let's see, I will need the wood as the wood and not as a fuel, huh? Yeah, and the chances of being able to see a specialist are, in fact, 0. I don't even have the funds to get a new pair of glasses right now. There's no chance I'm going to be seeing a doctor at all, let alone a specialist. So I need things. I need things for this. I need 100 steam. Well, that's 2. 2 of this. Alright. That's 100. So that'll be for the agar. I guess I'll work that first and then put down the infrastructure for the saline. Or do I do the saline infrastructure next? I think I'll do the saline next. That's boogers. But anyway, let's just do it. Where's the thing? 25. 25. Hello? Saline 25. There you are. There you are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the saline. That's the infrastructure needed for the saline. Isn't it glorious? How huge this is. It'll get better with tier 2. Tier 2 will cut it in half. We just need to get there. And after that, we will get access to modules, which will also help. Because I have made it, we can use productivity on these. So productivity will help in the washers. As well as being able to, you know, have more module slots and all that good stuff, faster buildings, etc., etc. Alright. Agar. This is a 1-to-1 ratio. If you were not aware, that is precisely 1-to-1. Okay. Then 20. Really? Really? I left without the full 20? My bots really need to get off their butts and do their job. Okay. That's the incubated petri dishes. Next. Wood plus sodium hydroxide. We need the sodium hydroxide. Alright. 4 biofactories. Exactly 7.5, so this will work fine. It is precisely a lane. I did not need to use loaders here. 1.5 is quite low. But now we have all 3 items needed for the basic substrate. And there we go. Ta-da! Basic substrate. Now on the train network. Not too bad of a build, but still, it's a lot more buildings than I would like, just because of all the infrastructure for the saline water. If we could get a better saline water infrastructure that's fewer entities, I would take it, but just don't. Just don't have that. And no, tar quenching is not fewer entities. Compared to this, it's not fewer entities. I mean, while I need the tailings, while the tailings would be nice, I don't like relying on byproducts, so there's that. If I can avoid it, I will always avoid it. Don't really care for dual purpose factories if they can be avoided. They cannot always be avoided, but I will avoid anything that I can. Alright, next is the Glassware. Oh yeah, these are like starting to get a little low on their raw coal to the bus. Don't even know what's really using raw coal at the bus. At least not at the moment. Like, what even is eating raw coal? Like, why you need raw coal? Really? Yeah, that can be replaced. That doesn't need to be like that. That's just to do CO2. Exclusively for CO2. That's being voided. What? So this is for the tar. All this is for tar? No. I should not be doing that for tar. I don't need to do any of this, actually. None of this needs to exist anymore. Like, I don't need the aromatics for zinc. I don't need the zinc. Not here, anyway. Alright. Whilst the bots do their thing. Glassware. I has the plan already. We'll make 5. What is my plan for the Pi 1? Pi 1, I need half and 3. We're going to make 5 and 5. So, we'll have enough for a half a Pi Science 1 per second. That is the plan, the dealio. I do not need any of this. So that's that plan. Looks like YouTube is inserting ads again within the next 40 seconds-ish. It's interesting, the frequency. I have it set to the lowest option for frequency. Because it really doesn't feel like it's been that long since the last one. But maybe it has. I've just been having too much fun. Ah, it'll be at the hour mark. That makes sense. That makes sense. So it'll run the ads at the hour. Interesting. Ads have been inserted. Pi 1 and Glassware. So here's our glassware. Do I have... I have all of the things, the buildings that I need for the glassware, so now it's just build it. Now it is merely a matter of build the thing. Build the thing. We've just got to build the thing. Now, off we go to build the thing. How does this compare to this thing? It is more. The answer is it is more. It is M-O-A-R. More. More. Pretty significantly more. I will add. It is closer in line to this. 5. Yeah, it'll be 10. I'm just gonna grab the glass, actually, the entire build that is glass, and switch it to glassware, and of course add the factories to make the rubber stoppers and the boron trioxide. Alright. So this is actually exactly the number of buildings that I need for the washing to make the pure sand. This actually exactly makes 24 pure sand, because it's 4 per setup. 4 per line for pure sand. It would be 5 sand, but it's 4 pure sand. Now the one difference is that it does need 1 more Glassworks building. Making molten. And that should be fine, just the way it is. Now this, though, this needs to change. Oh, we've got that. Ooh. Ooh. Glass tubes would be nice. Alright. You will need solid inputs. I need to bring in wood, I need to bring in acetylene, I need to bring in coke. I need to bring in boron. Or borax, excuse me. And I need hydrogen. Ooh, do I not have enough of those? Oh, I do. I have plenty. Okay. We're good on that front. Actually, you know, I do have gasoline. I do have gasoline access. I could use that instead of acetylene, but the whole point of the acetylene is as a fuel, really. And gasoline is needed as an ingredient for some stuff, so I may as well use it for that stuff. And I need the quartz. That's right. So we need another thingy. Wood, coke, borax, quartz, ore. I'm sorry. Stacked. Get the wood. Get that acetylene going. That's, I think, a lack of train issue. Needs more train. Need more train! Need more train. Lacking in train. Alright. Oh yeah, and I need rubber. And I need rubber, so I do need one more. Rubber as rubber. Okay, 10 of this. And these throughputs are tiny, so... This is just copy-paste. Now these. Yeah, I think that throughput's fine. For inserter usage. Power. But huh. Power it. Now I need solid in. Oh wow, that's a lot of borax. I did not realize that that was 13 1/3. I have 15 total being produced right now. So I will need to scale up borax. Unfortunately with borax, I think the way that they intend for us to get the borax is like ground boring. Yeah. Which is extremely unfortunate. And there's not going to be a different way until Simics and Molecular Decohesion 3, which I think is also the tech for antimony. When you can get antimony from ink, from Numal ink. Pretty sure that's stage 3, which is like at Pi 2, I think. Yeah. I was correct. It is Pi 3, excuse me. I was thinking the one after Chem, not Pi 2, but Pi 3. It used to be Pi 2, but now it's Pi 3. My brain gets mixed up because in Alien Life we didn't have this level of Pi science. At least I don't remember us having that particular Pi science. There used to be just Pi science, and now we have different like levels of science. It's weird. It's weird. And the Pi science was always, it was here. This was the original, I think, right? Was it? I don't remember. We had a Pi science somewhere, and then we got 3 or 4 now, and just like, stuff got moved. Things changed over time. I was thinking of this one, 3. Yeah, because then there's one at 4 that gives you moly and aluminium from fat eye carapaces. Wait, what? That's a repeat. We got this earlier. Or not. What was the one we got for the fat eye carapaces? Ah, it's the rare earth one. Okay, that's it. That's it. Okay, and please tell me we did get the Python recipe for the fat eye, so that's actually okay. That is actually fine. That is fine. We can do this. We can do this to get the ore. It's a like 1-to-4 ratio. 1-to-5. 4. Stuff, things. Gib this. That's a lot of hydrogen. Okay. That's gonna move. There we go. The annoying part is that I have to do the same thing. I'm sorry. That's supposed to go there. The annoying part is that I basically need to copy the whole thing minus the rubber to get optical sets as well, eventually. Not, well, as I work towards the next level of science, yes, I do absolutely need to do that for optical sets as well. Because the optical sets also use boron trioxide. Woohoo. Yay. Hello? Oh, it's just the boric. Getting enough of the boric through. Red? 9 1/3. Okay, that's fine then. Restock time! So it appears as if the automatic add insertion appears to be working on a 30-minute timer for its lowest setting, for its least often setting. And I think that's okay. Every 30 minutes, I think that's fair. That's pretty fair. Oh. Makes me wonder what the medium setting is set to and what the aggressive setting is set to. I would think aggressive is probably every 10 minutes, right? And the medium is probably 20, 10, 20, 30. That might be what it's set to. I can look it up at some point, but I think I'll leave it as it is right now. Alright, bots. Bring me things! I have a lot of yellow. There's a lot of yellow here that we need. Oh, Ah, yes, and I need research centers. Hello, research centers. Bring me... Oh, yes, I have them. Bring them to me. Bring them to me. And unfortunately, I'm at 0 of 884 robots right now. Oh yeah, I've got some Constructobots. I stopped at 300 Constructobots, and I think I took out all of the level 1 bots. No, there's apparently still 3 of these. Oh well. Still, there's 300 Constructobots in the system, and I just decided to stop there with 884 Constructos. They are limited by the intermetallics. Intermetallics are the limiting factor. What is the limiting factor for intermetallics? Antimony. Antimony is the limiting factor. Oh right, I have this thing. I should use it. I should use it for tar. Oh, right. How am I gonna... Natural gas for... Like... There's no other way besides this, right? There's like... Eventually gas bladders, yes, from the giraffes, the Fagnots, but initial archods have to be from actual like pump jacks. Yeah, like archods have to be through that. I'm sorry, what? Okay. I'll take not needing this for archods. Did we not need natural gas for archods? Because I remember setting up natural gas refining at archods in my previous playthrough of alternative energy. I do remember in alternative energy getting natural gas as part of archods. Oh yeah, speaking of archods, I have that tech. I have an upgrade option. We have options. We have options for archods. Last time we played, I picked CAGs, which adds the climate adaptive glass shell as an ingredient to the apiaries. But also gives a productivity plus 5% to each step of archods. It just gives them 5% productivity to all the things. There's also the ability to get queens directly through the assembly recipe. I want to note that this is extremely expensive. This is actually very expensive. It is actually very expensive. It is significantly faster at producing queens, or at least more consistent at producing queens. The only thing that this does is it makes it so that you don't have to live with a like percentage chance to produce a queen. It is nice. It is a nice-ish to have, but it doesn't actually really spare you much. It does end up costing a lot more. And then there's option 1, which is intentional colony collapse, which yeah, makes it so that you need to like make more queens. You need to devote a bit more resources to making queens. Because you go from a 99.9% chance to return your queen to a 99.5% chance to return your queen. And you need to add purest nitrogen to the recipes, but that is this thing known as free. Oh yeah, there it is. Natural gas barrels. There, yeah. It's the barreled natural gas. I forgot. So we do need the natural gas. It's just barreled natural gas that we need. Yeah, we need the barrels for arcods. There they are. There they are. Barrels. So we do need to spend essentially small parts to do arcods. Okay. Which sort of sucks when that's supposed to be like the way that you can get bitumen and do some other things. Anyway, I know it's a little bit early, but I think I need to take my break now, since we're sitting here and we're restocking. Anyway, yeah, I need to step away, take my break, and when I come back, we will get the PyScience 1 on the train network, and then we're going to work towards all the various shenanigans that we need to do for logistic science. There's a lot of work needed for the logistic science. I'll be back shortly. And I have returned. Welcome back. Feeling a lot better now. Really need to take a break. Okay. It's also going to be interesting because I took the break, I went to the break screen, I put a manual ad insertion in. So we'll see how that affects the timing of the automatic ad insertion. If we are going to get one at the 30-minute mark, we actually have passed that hour 30 mark at this point, so we'll see if it like tries to do another one around 2 hours, a few minutes before the 2 hours, or on the 2 hours. That's what I'm looking to see now. Basically as if it like resets the timer when I do a manual ad. As if it resets, then it would be exactly 30 minutes after the manual ad insertion versus like to the nearest whatever 30 minutes. Okay, we are building PyScience next. PyScience 1. I have research centers, so it's just a matter of place a factory. Place a factory. Speaking of factory, there's going to be this, another factory building game, eventually. What's it called again? Foundry, I think? Published by Paradox, at which point when I saw that, my brain immediately went like, nope, and mostly tuned out. I mean, it seems okay. We'll see. It's apparently going to be a demo version of it available during the Steam Next Fest next week. I think it's next week anyway. Early October. Yeah, I just don't like that it's been touched by Paradox. Because I freaking hate Paradox. I despise that company completely. I dislike their business practices. I do not agree with them, with how they run things. Oh, that's not the right science pack. No, I wanted Pi 1. Hey, there we go. We're not at Pi 2 yet. Not even close to Pi 2 yet. Yeah, you can basically anticipate with any Paradox game that, or any game that Paradox touches, that it's just going to be filled with infinite amounts of paid DLC. Infinite amounts of paid DLC over a period of infinite time to milk as much cash as possible from the game, even when it actively detracts from the experience of the game. Like, their games get objectively worse over time with the features that they shoehorn in. Like, I would rather have another game. Thanks. I didn't actually do anything at the Glassware besides make it. I needed to, I needed to be like, yo, S Glassware, D Glassware, and like put a train and actually hook up the Glassware and the, and I needed we're not actually done at the Glassware yet, are we? Right. I didn't actually finish you. need to go back. I was like, I'm done. But no, I was more distracted by the fact that I needed to go to the bathroom. And take a break. Now with clearer head. I can see that we need to finish our glassware. We need to bring in hot air and actually make the things and put them on a train and define the source priority. So yeah, basically, Paradox ruins everything that they touch. And I will not support them in any way, shape, or form. Published or not. Published or developed, doesn't matter. If they touch it, it turns bad. And I will not purchase any game that they touch, ever, again. Okay, that's gonna be that, I think. Once the delivery of the hot air comes in, that'll be the glassware produced on the train network. Just gotta get it onto the trains. Not temporary. Is there a way? There must be, not that, controls. I need to change it from Control F to search to something else. Can I at least change the search hotkey? Because it doesn't let you really modify Control click to add the temporary station. Focus, search, Control F. Yeah, Shift F. Shift F, I think. Is Shift F defined as something else? I have this sneaking suspicion that it's defined as something else. I cannot have it be Control F. Search factory with factory search, that's not going to work. This will take precedence. And Control Shift F is, what is it really used for? So I'll make this Control F. Okay. That'll do it. That'll do it. Okay, yeah, that'll just have to be how it is, and I'll just have to get used to Shift F to search. I'll just have to relearn my muscle memory, like retrain the muscle memory to be Shift F rather than Control F to search for my stations. Because yeah, if you Control click, it adds temporary. dumbest thing I've ever seen. Okay. Request basic substrate request BS at Pi1. Request Glassware at Pi1. It will take a very long time to get used to Shift F instead of Control F. Because, you know, Control F is pretty universal in every app ever, and the fact that I had to change it because I can't change the temporary station thing is obnoxious. Utterly obnoxious. Like, I have looked before to try to find a way to change it off of the temporary train stop thing. If I clear this, if I change this to shift left click and hit confirm, it does change the behavior here. It absolutely changes this behavior. Alright, I would rather deal with that change to the muscle memory than having to change from Control F to Shift F. So let me go back and find again under advanced interaction, was it? Yeah. Control F for you, but then I have to go to the mods and make that Shift F again. Okay. Alright. That permanently fixes the issue that I was having. So the issue I was having, and I've been having forever, is that when you go to add a station, if you hold Control when you click the thing, it would go to add the station, a temporary station, rather than to this list. It would bring up this adding temporary list when holding Control. Why would you hold Control? Because that you Control F to search. So I would go to hit the button and start holding Control at the same time so I could push F the moment that the thing opens up to start searching, because I want to like be fast when trying to search for a stop. So I'd often be holding Control when I click the thing and it would bring up temporary, and so I would not notice that I'm adding temporary, put in a train stop, and the train would just start moving on me to go to the train stop. I'm like, but no, that's not what I want. That's not at all what I want. At all. No. I just want to search to add a normal stop. So now I figured out that, hey, if you change it so that the temporary requires holding shift instead of control, then we get rid of that behavior when trying to just do a search. I have to learn that it's hold shift to do the temporary stations now. On the maps. On the maps, I have to hold shift. Oh god. I have to be in the train, but yeah, I have to hold shift for it to do stuff. Yeah. At least that's fixed now. Solved. Shouldn't be a thing that I have to solve, and yet here we are. So we have Pi Science 1 being made now. On the trains. What? There we go. Pi Science 1. Now the hard part, and the part that I am not going to finish today. See, I held control there because muscle memory, but then yeah, remembered shift. At least it doesn't like. At least the feedback is immediate when I hold control and I don't see it. And like, oh right, I changed it to shift. Immediately, I realize that oh right, pushing the wrong button. Alright, so while we restock. What work is involved to get into the logistic science that I need? We're going to be making 1/3 of 1 per second on the logistic science. So less. We have batteries. Okay, good. We have batteries. We need animal samples. Animal samples are only used for logistic science? For all intents and purposes? Yes. That is accurate and a very accurate statement. Yeah, because screw the bioprinter recipes for upgrading creatures. Screw it. Screw it completely. That is just simply something I don't want to engage with. It is a shit mechanic. The whole thing, all of these creature upgrades using the bioprinter stuff in this way, it's all shit. All of it. Weak-ass way of doing these upgrades. Completely inconsistent with everything that had happened prior. Like, it's lazy. It's just lazy. Everything should have a unique way of doing it. Or at least consistent with the prior ways of doing it. This was not it. This ain't it, Chief. This is not the proper way to handle this. But hey, by the time it's relevant, I'll have productivity modules and I can cheese the freaking hell out of it. So I will cheese the freaking hell out of it. Anyways, logistic science. We will need the animal samples. It needs a few things. It needs a few things. In particular, it needs plasmids. We'll need to do plasmids. We'll need lab instruments. And for the lab instruments, I'll need equipment chassis. And these will need iron nexlid antimony special alloy provided on the train network. Oh, boy. So let's work through this shenaniganery. Oh yeah, said I need optical sets. Oh, we need like non-existent amounts, but we still need existent amounts of these things. That is fine. It's just, you know, we need to actually get the stuff online. I'll eventually need the Paragen too, but I'll worry about that later. We'll need cotton guts online. Don't need to worry about the basic substrate or the native flora. That's fine. Not going to spend hot air making subcritical water. Are you kidding me? Kick calc. I have all of this provided on the trains already. Need the poor alien samples. Ground samples, I can just copy paste that. Biological samples, we will need to get Relesia on trains. And I will need a source of bone meal. Theoretically, I should get the bone meal from Ulrich, and we should set up Ulrich for it. But we could also just bone for bone meal. And I think I'm just going to bone for bone meal. Rather than Ulrich. Like, for the most part, pretty sure you can just skip Ulrich. Frankly. Like, Ulrich, I think it's just a thing that can just be skipped in its entirety. Now, I've been doing this, and I've been breaking all this stuff down, and it may look a little daunting for the ingredient list here. All of this is going to be done in separate factories, for the exception of animal samples, which are going to be done local to the logistics science. So really, the logistics science factory build will be large for a train station. It will need, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It'll need 11 train stations for 10 solids and a fluid. But all of those ingredients are going to be made separate to the logistics science pack. It's just going to, like, the actual factory, despite it being 10 train stations, it's only going to have 4 buildings in the factory. Whole factory is just going to be 4 buildings fed by 10 stations. Because we're going to have plasmids be a separate factory. We're going to have lab instruments be a separate factory. We're going to have solidified Sarcoris as a separate factory, along with the cotton guts separate factory. We'll have poor alien samples as a separate factory. We will, of course, have Relesia as a separate factory as well. And I think that's it, actually. I think that's it, that will be it in terms of separate factories. Oh yeah, the iron next-lit antimony special alloy will be a separate factory as well. Which I'm probably going to start with. Yeah, I'm gonna start with this. We're gonna make one of this, and then one of the vitroloi, and then intermetallics separately. But we're gonna focus on getting into the logistics science. Because once I get this for the logistics science, well, then it's duralumin, aluminium. Then I can delete the whole bus. Yeah, once I have this, we're basically at the point where I can just delete the whole bus. Everything but the mechanical parts. I may just convert the mechanical parts to bots. Here we go. Ads will be inserted shortly, within the next minute, which means that it is timed 30 minutes from the previous add insertion for the automatic add insertion. It appears to be timed to 30 minutes from the previous insertion. So there we go. Confirmed. Now we know. Now we know. Yeah, I am thinking about making this in the mall, basically. Part of the mall. The problem is that I will need mechanical parts part 2s provided on the train network, and they're going to need the things from mechanical part 1s. So yeah, I'm gonna have to distribute it. I'm gonna have every single piece of mechanical part 1s as well as mechanical part 1s put onto the trains. Before I can delete the bus in its entirety. Oh yeah, and I need fish. I need fish! Fishies! Fishies on the network. Fishies on the network, and Relesia on the network. cDNA on the network with retrovirus. That needs to be on the trains. Okay. So first thing I think that I want to set up here is that special alloy. I do want the special alloy first. So FENX SB alloy. There we go. I do not have 1 nextlet per second, but we're gonna set this up anyway as if I do. I have 1/2 of 1 nextlet per second. That's just how that's gone. I'm sorry, what? Oh, you've gotta be freaking kidding me. I have to be outside of my train to shift click a blueprint now. Or zoomed in all the way. Because apparently attempting to move the train has priority over placing the blueprint, forcing the placement of the blueprint. Forcing the blueprint placement should have precedence over moving my train. But it doesn't. The train, for whatever reason, takes precedence. I've got some rare earth minerals here. I have never mined this crap. I have never mined this from an ore patch. Never have I ever mined an ore patch. Never will I ever mine the ore patch. By the way, because it needs naphtha to mine it, I'm never going to mine it. Frankly. Like, there's no reason to mine it ever through an ore patch and spend naphtha for it. Like, that was the worst idea ever. Not quite the worst idea ever, but it was one of the worst. One of the bad ideas that they've had. Like, why would you spend all of the effort to make this ore patch and then make it so that no one will ever use it ever? For under any circumstances. No one will ever use it ever. Autosave is autosaving. Iron, Nextlet, antimony. Though, the Nextlet I just made up off the top of my head because Nextlet's not a real thing. FB, SB. And yes, SB is the actual periodic table of elements notation for antimony. It's one of the weird ones. Fuel. There you go. Now you're moving. That will take a while to accrue, so we'll limit that to 1 And as I said, I do not actually have the Nextlet to support the full 1 per second. Theoretically, since Nextlet can be just made anywhere on site, I could supplement the Nextlet with local production. Yeah, the issue is that this is half of what I need. That this is the infrastructure that makes half of what I need on Nextlet. So, it's a bit much. It's a bit much. And this is just a temporary backup because it was fully backed up and now it's actually using it. Yeah, each one of these units, of which there are 5 units, makes 1/10 of 1 per second of Nextlet. That's how awful we are currently. It is tempting. It is tempting to mine it. Very, very tempting to mine it. There's an ore patch somewhere, guaranteed. Like right here, there's an ore patch. There's Nextlet. Right there. We could mine it. The issue is mining it needs the Digosaurs. You want to see Digosaurs? I need to be able to feed the Digosaurs as well. They run on meat. Can run on meat. It'll be significantly more ore than I am currently making. I'm actually making dig sites. I just need the Digosaur. Which... yeah, I can do that. I need some generic samples. But we could do that. I unfortunately don't have the data array upgrade yet. Yeah, let's go ahead and just do this. We'll do this now. So we can start accruing it. Everyone loves the Digosaurs, right? The little raptors and hard hats. At least I think I'm making the dig sites. Am I making the dig sites? I thought I was. I guess not. Guess I'll set that up too. Guess I was thinking if I am making the AUG generators. That's what I am making, is AUG generators. Dig sites. Build some of those. I do have everything I need for that. I think I'm requesting... no, of course I'm not requesting. I need creature chambers. Creature chambers. Where are you? Way over yonder. Alright. Give me all of them. Creature comforts. Let's go. Build that. Needs things. Request things. Provide things. I should have the titanium, and I should have the moss gene, and I should have the petri dishes. I do not have the generic DNA samples, and it doesn't have the saline for it. It only needs 8.33. Yeah, so we'll just we'll plonk that down. Oh yeah, and all of this shenaniganery, this is why I've put so much space in my mall. Why I've devoted so much space to the mall. It's because I'm going to build all this random other crap that's not going to be quite as organized as the actual infrastructure part of the mall. The infrastructure part of the mall, it will keep scaling out this way, parallel to my ever-growing train station. Probably the first of multiple. I'll likely bring another train station from here outwards as I bring this one outwards all the way to here once we get close to the end, because I'm assuming we will eventually get close to the end on there, rather than like trying to build something else down here for trains. I will build another one up here, and ideally that will be enough. Ideally that will be enough. Now what do I do with this space? What do I do with this space? Well, we can do other things with it. We can do this type of stuff. Just, you know, dedicated little factory areas for this. Okay, the generic DNA samples. I'm going to need the doohickeys. Hello, I need you. I need you. Come on, bots. Come on, Constructo bots. You can do it. You can do it. There we go. Oh, really? What? 0 of everything! Alright then. Alrighty then. Build that. There. I guess I can import the automation science pack, and then we don't have any biosamples. Did I not? Wow, that's weird. I usually do that thing called bring the biosamples down the bus, but I didn't do it this time. We're gonna build biosamples next. I know they're not directly required to get into the logistic science, but I think at this point, since we will be ending at our normal time today, unless something drastic changes. I think I want to potentially hold off the logistic science on the rails until next time. And I can work on some of it, because it's a lot, really. There's some things in the logistic science that I want to build at scale that will take a very long time, such as Relesia. I would like to get Relesia at scale. In fact, I should have a plan already set in here in Factory Planner for Relesia, if I can find it. I already have a biosample plan, we'll do that. Thought I looked at Relesia. And as much as I dislike the ratio of the level 2 recipe, I'll take the reduction in the machine count. We're gonna net 15. Why the hell not? We're gonna net 15, but it's gonna make 34.2. I would need 286 Relesia plantations versus 600. Yeah, at scale, it matters. The difference in the building count matters at scale. Early when you're making your first ones, yeah, the basic recipe gives you that better ratio of Relesia to seeds and seeds to Relesia. It is a nice, you use half of what you make to keep the seeds going. Here it's you need more than half to keep the seeds going, but it is faster, significantly faster. So when building at a scale of like 15 plus, this becomes more like necessary. It's necessary, especially when the plantations are expensive, very expensive. So I will be building that between streams as long as I am feeling up to it. As long as I feel up to it, I will do that thing. I will also need significantly more Prandium labs than that. Thanks. And significantly more stuff than that. Yeah, I shouldn't be limiting those chests. I should not be limiting those chests. I have 39. Yeah, that's the problem. These guys are eating inner metallics. Oh good, I have rock paddocks again. Okay, let us do things. I'm going to build biosamples on the train network. I actually had wanted to do this between streams, but we're doing it now. I should have enough buildings. Oh, I don't. Because I used some. Was 9 short. 10 short. So this is the native flora recipe. That I understand there is a recipe that uses the seaweed and the moss instead. And that both of those are free, but so is native flora. Native flora is also free. Yes, I have to deal with higher throughputs, but that is something that I'm willing to do. I am willing to deal with it. This may change with time once we lose access to this recipe. I can only imagine that eventually we will lose access to that recipe. I do not see this staying permanently, especially since it's pretty clear that the intent will be to smart farm for the for bioreserves for native flora. The intent, I think, is to make smart farms available earlier. It's just not available right now because of a stupid issue with the tech tree. Da 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 ba da ba. Our steel at biosamples. Our glass at biosamples. Our lead at biosamples. Our titanium at biosamples. Gee, there's a lot of overlap here between these and the drill heads. Maybe not as much as I thought. Steel, titanium, aluminium. To get the 6. I do not like this. I don't like the aluminium here. Titanium and steel are free-ish. You see how little I've completed of the titanium to make the 15 per second, up to 15 per second of the titanium. You see how much I still have to place in here. There's like still several hundred of these buildings that still need to be placed of these Yadel cultures for the phytomining of the titanium. But it's the aluminium that I think is the problem here. Specifically how I get the ore. Yeah, very specifically how we get the ore. At this point in the game, the only path is soot for aluminium ore. This is the only way. And then it will eventually be available through Fat Eye. Or through Kaido-san, which, fuck no. And then through biomass through Grodd. This is probably the way as we go along. The one and only. Buggers. I'm going to do this in sets. So I'm going to have 15. Yes, this. This exactly. Ads are coming in. within the next half a minute-ish. We're just going to be copying what I've made here and running logistics. And this will be mirrored. What? How the... What? I know I built 10. There you... Oh. What? Okay. Alright then. Hi. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. We have made biosamples. Up to 2 per second. At least theoretically it should be 2 per second. Very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. There you have it. Glorious biosamples. I am making these biosamples for Nextlet scaling. Ultimately. This is my reason for doing this right now. We have gotten the automation science and the PyScience 1 put onto trains, and I am in the process of working on the various items for the logistics science, of which this is technically not one of them. But I do need iron, Nextlet, antimony special alloy, which means I need Nextlet. And in particular, I'll also be like needing for infrastructure various other things, including intermetallics, which needs a lot more of the iron, Nextlet, antimony special alloy. The issue there is that I need Nextlet. I need a lot more Nextlet than what I'm currently producing. I need to actually double the amount that I'm currently producing of the Nextlet plates. But this is the scale of the infrastructure I need to make 1/2 of one Nextlet plate per second through production from water. Production from nothing for free requires this much infrastructure, this much space, just to get 1/2 of a plate per second. And we just built a build that needs 1 full unit per second to make the iron, Nextlet, antimony special alloy. Just to make a special alloy. Of which we need a lot more than that, even. So, yeah, we're going to mine the Nextlet. And in order to mine the Nextlet, I need to make Digosaurs. And in order to get the Digosaurs, I'm going to need some biosamples. So there you have it. There's the chain of logic. I need these to make dinosaurs to dig Nextlet, or that I can process into more plates, so I can have a special alloy to make the things that I need to make logistic science eventually. but also to have enough to have other things like intermetallics that are used for infrastructure, of which the intermetallics are my most bottlenecked item right now. Bio samples. There you are. Save. Now back to the mall. Yeah, we need lots of nexlet. Lots of necks. Glorious nexlet plates. Where is my nexlet? Might not even have a plan on the nexlet. Yeah, figured as much. Nexlet. So we would need a few units of tailings, which is 1-to-1 to tar, if we did it that way. So no, we are instead going to mine the stuff. We are instead going to mine the stuff. Now this is just generic little dig site thing. There's no like good way of estimating how much you're getting out of the dig site at any one time. So we're going to need more than one dig site guaranteed. We're also going to need a whole bunch of meat to feed the dudes. Speaking of which, we should be able to like look at that, right? Digosaurus. It is 2 ores per meat. Great. 45/2. I would need 22.5 meat per second. Great. Oh yeah, and I guess I need tiles. I need to pick up tiles. Yeah. Nice that they actually tell you that that's a thing. They didn't even realize that was a thing until we brought it up. And actually did it and showed that they actually move faster over tiles. It would be nice to get workers food, but don't quite have what I need for that, I think. We do. We have everything that I need for that. Except for Relesia. Only Relesia. And we have everything for the food, which would divide by 8 rather than 2. So that's like... I would need 6 if I wanted 15 next. Let's say that we don't want 15 until I can get the next level of science and can upgrade the processing ability. Let's say more like 5 to have wiggle room here. 5 would be 15, or which that makes sense. That would then be 1.875 of the worker food. Worker food. I'll say 2. And those are the numbers for 2. Those are fine, reasonable numbers. 3.1 Relesia net is a bit high, but that's workable. I can work with that. I pretty much have all this production capacity. Especially since I will be scaling my augs soon, very soon, and the aug slaughtering very soon. The actual animal parts will be trivial when I do that. I might do Ulrich, but that sort of requires making Ulrich as well. Did I ever do that? I I did. I have 2 Ulrich ready to go. So we could just set up Ulrich as well at some point, but... Oh yeah, and I have potatoes, and I don't have enough potatoes, but we're working on the potatoes. Oh, I have seeds. I have 8 seeds, and I have 2 potatoes. We could do the tufa eventually as well. Right, there's also niobium. I need to get the niobium on the trains. Niobium and aluminium are 2 metals that I still need. Alright, let's bring in what I need to bring in on trains. We need automation science, and we need biosamples. I thought I limited that train, but I guess I didn't. I did not limit that train. Oh well. Go and bring the stuff. There's the automation science. Bots should be set to pick it up. I'm going to grab these. Set this to the refined concrete. How many dig sites have I made? 6. That's enough. Yeah, we just need the generic DNA samples now, and that's gonna just happen. That will happen shortly, and that will make the Digosaurus. So in the meantime, we'll work on this aspect of it. I will just make the Relesia local. I see that that's a few machines, but oh well. So that's the train station. And that's the factory to make workers' food. Didn't think I would be doing this, but oh well, here we are. Should place it somewhere near an Nexalit or a patch. Off I go, and I do need more of these. And I don't have enough Relesia plantations. I have 53 of 60. Yeah. All because of the limited amounts of intermetallics, of which we are doing this stuff to get more intermetallics. Don't you just love it when you have these situations? It's like, oh, I need intermetallics to build the infrastructure that I need to build additional intermetallics. Because we need more Nextlit if we want to build more intermetallics. To at least, you know, get close to matching my antimony output. Which isn't much either. Intermetallics just suck. They just straight up suck. The ingredients for them suck. They are horrible. I do need a fluid. Alright, that's the train station. Cool. Need the intermetallic, or need the iron Nextlit antimony special alloy for shafts, which are a limiting factor on the production of the automated factories. Which, yeah, Nextlit. Iron Nextlit antimony. Nextlit, the thing that we're trying to do now. Yeah, that's a bottleneck for the factories here that we need. Isn't that just wonderful? We have created the first Digosaurus at 1633 hours of simulation time. What's that translate to in real time? I have no idea. Well over 100, I can tell you that. That much I know is certain. It's been over 100 hours. Vent oxygen, need hydrogen. I'm not gonna do it. We'll do four rows of 15. I was contemplating the 2 rows of 30. But no, I've decided against it. Was tempting, but no. I'm thinking I'm gonna have the other factory for the nextlet directly across on the other side, and I don't want to go over the, like, halfway mark here. Honestly, this build is a bit simpler because I don't need to actually, like, use Relesia for anything. I need the seeds, but I don't need the, I don't need the Relesia as Relesia, so it's just convert all of the things to seeds and prioritize the output cycle back. Fine, we'll do one line, not two. It's just a little more difficult to set it up. I will eventually import by train the Relesia. Just for the purposes of this build, since I don't already have Relesia set up, I will be doing this way. By doing local Relesia. Okay. This is half, and I don't have enough buildings for the other half. Barely, but I don't. So that should be 60 in total. But I think I'm, yeah, 7 short. That's what it looks like. Short by 7. Eight of those. In total, 11.4 is the output here, so we're fine with belt throughput. Go out here, put a thingy, prioritize right for the output, and the rest up. I should have extras to kickstart the whole thing. Alright. That will be power to all of that. So all we need now... Really? Wow, it's taking its sweet ass time with that hydrogen, getting the hydrogen down this line. That would help too. Having the underground be correct. Gonna add a few more. There we go. Okay. Next, powdered starch. Starch needs fiberboard. We set up fiberboard last time. Part of the circuit build on the rails. Starch needs to filter biomass. To the right, the biomass will be going into a boiler. As a means of voiding it. Get rid of the biomass. From there, it is this. Ah, good, we have enough. Just make the workers food. Food. It be food. Canned food. Four belts of inputs. We're using electrics on this one. Mr. Cat is snoring behind me. I can hear Ollie snoring. Oh boy. Now to get everything hooked up. So, we need... That can be on its own. It's very low throughput as well, so everything else can be shared. Though the 0.5s are a little icky. 0.5s are icky. Okay. Our guts at worker food. Our lard at worker food. Our skin at worker food. Our seaweed at worker food. Our tin at worker food. Our blood at worker food. Tin plates. Seaweed. Skin. Lard. Guts. Excuse me. Blood. I'm sorry, but I should have the lard. And it should be on a train. And it should be available. Lard. Hello? Lard. Move. I had an issue recently with one of these refusing to move. And it only started moving after, like, resetting the train or something. See, now it's moving. Like, it was sitting at the depot, and I put the request in, and it just didn't update. So something is wrong with Train Supply Manager. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I need to fix that. I need, yeah, I need more power. Okay, now if I'm not mistaken, that is that. Great. Really? Really? You can't do it from there? There you go. Need the blood interesting that it requires the blood directly, even though it has fiberboard through starch as an ingredient, rather than blood meal. You know, rather than this stuff. I mean, I get it. It's available earlier than this stuff, but, you know, similar items. Just add the starch and water. Okay, there we go. The starch will happen once this cycles sufficiently, which it's getting fairly close. So I will preemptively stick my locomotive down. And then we are nearing the end, but I do want to see the Dinosaur today. I want to see a Dinosaur mining. So we're gonna go down here. We're gonna see, hey, I've got 3 Dinosaurs. 3 Dinosaurs. They're online. They're going. They're moving. We need to go. Make our way down. Get the train station set here. 10 underground is the wrong way. Yes, it is. There we go. Now you're moving. So that'll be the basic worker food. And is there any Relesia, any more buildings? There's 1. Okay. Grab the Dinosaurs and make my way back. It's a shame I can't go straight through here until I remove this. Until I remove the niobium. I need to get the niobium set up separately. The issue, of course, is the organic solvent that we need for it. Everything else can be made on site, but the organic solvent, not so much. And I am making organic solvent, it's just I am making it at rubber where I'm also using all of it, so I'd have to basically copy the whole thing from rubber that makes organic solvent. The entire infrastructure of processing tar into organic solvent ultimately would need to be copy and pasted for the niobium build, and I would be fundamentally limited on the amount of niobium I can get from that build based off of how much space that setup requires. There will eventually be a point where I can just get lots of stuffs. Lots of organic solvent. That time is not now. Okay. I have defined worker food. Has it begun moving yet? Yes, we have begun moving worker food. It is being produced now. Starch is starching. the starch is starching. The thing is almost there. Let's get the dig site down. I did pick up the dig sites, yeah. Where do you live? There you are. Hello, dig site. Dig sites can fit up to 4 of a creature. We only have 3 right now, but that's fine. If I can find the Digosaur in my list. Digosaur. Diggy diggy saur, there you are, with your hard hat. We have the Digosaur, the Thicket, and the Workodile. I didn't actually make a Workodile last time around. And they can run on meat, so I'll just put some meat in, put stuff into the building so we can at least, you know, see the thing. There they go. There they go. They're digging! They're digging! They're the digga-digga. They're doing their diggy-diggy. And there's some ore. Here comes the first batches of stuff. Hello, food. Each food makes 8 ores. That increases with the increasing doohickeys, but yeah. What? Okay then. There they go. Yep, and they move faster on the tiles because of the tiles. Now, I would hope that each time they go out and they come back, it brings in the full 8. Yeah. So, by using the better food, or the better fuel, I should say, it's making it so that they have to take fewer trips. You get more ore per trip, and that helps to improve the throughput. So there they go. Our friends! Our friends! The Digosaurs! They're here. They're cute. They've got their little hard hats and their great big eyes. I should have arranged this to be like above so they can face downwards and we can see their eyes and their faces, but there they are. There they are, they're digging. They're clawing their way through the neck slit, giving me that ore. Way more than I currently have out of a whole bunch of infrastructure. So now I will process this, but I will do that between streams. We have reached the end of the stream for the day. Today we have obtained automation science on the rails, and we have obtained PyScience 1 on the rails. We put biosamples on the rails, and we've made worker food on the rails. The next time we meet, we are working towards logistic science and making things to get into logistic science, working into lab instruments, working into plasmids for animal samples, working into all of the like cotton guts, getting cotton guts online, etc., trying to get the whatever it is, solidified sarcoris for logistic science. So you get all that on the train network, and once we have that, plus aluminium, duralumin, and niobium on the rails, I can delete pretty much the entire bus. We're almost there. I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Shibut. If you've enjoyed today's stream, please be sure to do all of the social and engagement stuff down below the video. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you've not yet subscribed, and hit the notification bell. Consider becoming a member of the channel by hitting the great big blue join button and supporting on Patreon at patreon.com/OtakuShibut if you are so inclined and able. I will be back with more on Thursday. I hope to see you all then.